How's it going? How are you today?
I'm great, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So I saw Sebastian last night. It was awesome. Really, really good. Congratulations.
Thank you.
So let's just dive right in. How did the project originally come about?
It was originally a short film that I created back in 2014 that did really well in the festival circuit, and I just got great feedback from audience members that they just wanted to see more and they wanted a feature. So I kind of set to work after that and kind of expanded the story into a feature length.
Okay. How was the casting process?
Casting process was great. We cast out of Toronto, so Alex House lives in Los Angeles. So we were, with the casting director, suggested a few different people, Alex being one of them, and I had sort of known about Alex through different people I had never met before. He sent in a tape, and within 30 seconds I knew he was the one that he was our Sebastian. And then in terms of getting Katya into film, who played Ksenia, Katya was on the 7th season of RuPaul's Drag Race.
Cool.
To get him involved, I basically just kind of took a chance and reached for the stars, and I looked up his agent information and called the agent and pleaded for 5 minutes of the right dates, and then I pitched the film, and he sounded interested, so I sent him the script, and he really liked that, and then he sent it to Katya, who loved it, and then before I knew it, I was booking flights for her to come film.
That's awesome. So it's a classic love story. It's lovely. It's beautiful. What do you hope audiences take away from the film?
I mean, it's a modern love story, so it's for people that in this day and age have a lot of we're presented with a lot of choice. We've got everything is kind of at our fingertips, and just for someone, how do you navigate that? How do you kind of deal with the distractions, and how do you sort of stay not constantly always thinking oh, there's something better, and I can easily just open my phone up and keep looking. So I want audiences to take away is that it is kind of tough to connect in this day and age, but it's not impossible, and there's hope out there, and the person you're looking for is out there.
Nice. I love that message. So you wrote, you directed, you starred in. How is it wearing all those hats? Do you have to change your mindset, your perspective on each job, or is it kind of just a loose thing?
No, it's quite a challenge, to be honest. The producing is something that was that starts first. That's scouting locations, getting equipment, getting crew members involved, casting, that kind of thing. And then the directing is the vision of it, and that kind of sort of starts to form as I'm writing. So that kind of all that at least can kind of is like a two birds with one stone kind of thing. But then once you're for shoot, that's where the real challenge starts, and that it's setting up the shot and working with my co-producer and the cinematographer to make sure everything looks great. It's coordinating extras, talking with the actors, making sure everyone's got their lines, knows what's going on. And then it's okay, we're ready to shoot, and then I got to really quickly switch gears into being an actor, and then all of a sudden I have to be present and in love with this person. So it was quite a challenge, but one that I really rose to, and I really enjoyed doing it.
Nice. And then speaking of challenges, what were some other issues or technical challenges that you might have faced on set?
Well, I mean, it was entirely self-funded, so that was the big challenge was just kind of keeping things within budget that I could afford. So there wasn't a lot of room for we'll just try again tomorrow, or if a shot was scheduled for a certain day, it had to be done that day, and so that's a challenge. And that, I mean, there were some minor hiccups and stuff. We had our equipment vehicle was towed at one point because it was parked on the spot. So that was that was, and again with money constraints and not having a lot of time, we didn't have time to be.
How long was the shoot?
It was 2 weeks.
2 weeks? Okay, nice. Right. So are there any filmmakers out there that have inspired you, that have inspired your craft?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. Like there's, I mean, I love. Sorry, I'm just pulling my notes here so I can get this names and everything correct. Like Andrew Haig, who did Weekend. He did the HBO TV series Looking. Like I mean, I really love his work, and I think my style kind of reflects that a little bit.
Okay.
Long shots and very the intimacy of it. I do love Xavier Dolan, who's a Canadian director. He did like his first feature was also self-funded by him. It was called I Killed My Mother.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I really admire those filmmakers a lot.
Okay. Now, are there any other actors or filmmakers that you haven't worked with already that you'd want to in the future?
Oh my God! Like yeah, like basically everybody in Hollywood would be amazing. Definitely, like a dream actress I think that I would really love to work with is Laura Linney as well as Laura Dern. I think both those two actresses are like really like, they're kind of underutilized. Like I mean, they're both kind of having a comeback.
Yeah,
it's amazing, and I've always loved their work, and I mean that would be like a dream if I got to work with them.
Okay. Do you have a dream project that you'd want to sink your teeth into?
I have like a project that I wrote a long time ago that's sort of like a huge budget kind of a thing, and it's about like a family on a farm and someone escapes from prison. So that I mean that is something that I would really love to like kind of in the future with a big cast and maybe cast Laura Dern in it as like the head of the household.
Right.
But that's the talk down for a long time.
Okay. What are some of your favorite movies?
Probably like Godfather Part 2 is probably like my favorite movie.
Okay.
Followed by the Argentinian, like the original version of The Secret in Their Eyes.
Okay.
Argentinian film that they redid with Nicole Kidman a few years ago. But the original is just an incredible story.
Nice. So, have you been taking Sebastian to the film festivals at all, or is it?
Yeah, we played at a number of different festivals around the U.S. It played in Italy as well. I believe it played in Hong Kong and Australia too.
Oh, nice. So, what were some of your favorite memories on set?
Some of my favorite memories, yeah, like the first day we shot with Katya was the sort of the bar scene where she does that performance, and that was the biggest. That was the biggest day because we had so many extras and we had to coordinate those, people. And it was actually really. I was very nervous for the day, but it actually ended up being really amazing to see so many people kind of come out to be extras that just because they really liked Katya and they wanted to see him perform, and it was it was like so rewarding. It was like, wow, I put all this together. It was like 200 people packed here, all here because I organized it. So that was like the first kind of where it hit me. Like I'm like, wow, cool. I'm like, this is like really worth it.
Now, do you think this film is like primarily geared towards the gay community, or is it just like your standard romantic film? Like there's no like it's not pigeonholed or anything. It's just a love story and that's it.
Yeah, I mean I think it's like yes and no. It's definitely a love story that I wanted to be able to sort of play to all audiences around the world, regardless of like gender or sexuality. However, at the same time, I also didn't want to alienate the community that I belong to. So I wanted to make sure that it was, it didn't shy away from queer cultures and like, queer expression, and that it was, we didn't shy away from like men kissing on camera, that kind of thing. Like it was unabashedly queer, but it was also, for everybody.
Yeah. really tastefully done, actually, and it's just
Thank you.
It's not in your face. It's subtle. It's sweet, and yeah, I really enjoyed it.
Thank you.
So what do you have next? What's coming up?
I'm working on a few different projects, like writing my next feature film, which I can't really give too much information about. I'm also active for hire, so I've been auditioning for things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, speaking of acting, what actors have inspired your craft of acting?
What actor? Yeah, that's a great. I just love things like I don't know if you watched the show Big Little Lies, but Alex Skarsgård's performance in that particularly is amazing. I mean, he's like such a bad guy, but like he really figures out how to kind of walk the fine line of like what he's where he thinks in his head he's not doing the wrong thing. It's like his performance in that was just kind of breathtaking to say the least.
What was the name again? I couldn't hear you.
The HBO show Big Little Lies that has like Nicole Kidman.
Okay, right.
He plays like the abusive husband, but he just brings something to it where you're like, okay, I mean, like obviously like we hate you and you're not doing the right thing, but like we also like I can see where you're coming from, right? Like it's a very very great performance.
Okay. Now, if you can like go back and play any role in history of film or stage or TV, who would that be?
Oh man, that's a tough question. I think I would like to play in Magnolia, the William H. Macy character. I think that I would really love to do that if I could.
Oh, cool. I could see that. Or maybe Greg Kinnear in As Good as It Gets.
Yeah, that for sure.
Nice. So, in your mind, what makes a good actor good?
I think someone who's just willing to take risks, who can be present with their scene partner, and just like all human beings, they just don't play it. Not everyone has like different facets of themselves, and everyone believes that what they're doing is the right thing, regardless of we as the audience don't agree with it. So I just someone that can kind of make a nuanced character that's just not fully good, not fully bad. Someone that's like a regular human being.
Okay. Now, when it comes to have you done just film, or have you done stage and TV as well?
I've done mostly film. I've done. I was in an episode of 12 Monkeys, which is on the Sci-Fi Network.
Right.
A little bit of stage, but not much. I went to school as a stage actor, but that was a while ago.
Now, do you prefer film over TV, or vice versa?
Definitely. I mean, if you had asked me this like a few years ago, I would say like film, absolutely. But I mean, these days, like the caliber of like TV actors is just, and the caliber of things that are on TV is just incredible. Like that Big Little Lies show. I mean, it was like literally watching like a 9-hour movie. It was just so great.
Yeah.
So I think TV's really changing, and I think that because it's so much more accessible that they're really starting to make it more cinematic in there. So I mean, right now I think they're pretty equal.
I want to thank you for your time today, James. This has been amazing.
Thank you.
Sebastian is great. I hope everyone sees it. And it's an important film. It's beautiful. It's beautifully acted, directed, and it has a very sweet message. And
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah. So James, thank you so much. And I'm Randy Unger, and this has been Under the Radar. And I hope everyone goes out and sees Sebastian. So thanks so much, James.
Thank you.